Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Introverse Uncharted, the show that aims to remove the gravity from your world and take you on a journey through the stars. As always, my name is John, and I am the host on this specific program. First off, it's been a minute. It's been a minute for kind of a multitude of reasons, right? Just generally very busy, trying to do some reforms in my life, physical health, mental health, all sorts of stuff like that still. So on my own kind of journey, if you will, that I have been kind of rolling around through. Outside of that, back to work and doing a bunch of other stuff, kiddo in preschool, so trying to balance life with keeping the podcast floating, because I really do like this. I really do enjoy this time that I get to spend, for me it feels like myself and a camera, and I can just kind of spew out the stuff that I want to talk about and that I think you guys want to hear about, and sometimes, it's me actually pandering to a viewing audience and stuff like that. So, either way, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be back in. We can actually get rid of all this, because this is how long it's been since I haven't been in the office. I haven't updated this calendar at all. All right. That's going to bother me. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. I've just realized how long it's been. I've literally just been, putting random stuff in my office here for a minute. So, it's been a second since I've been in here and back at work at the computer. So, there's a lot to talk about. By a lot, this isn't going to be the longest show that I've ever done, but going to cover a couple things that I want to chat about, and then we will get on out of here and get back to all of our busy days. That's what we're going to do. So first off, the Royal Rumble live stream took place January 27th. It was a Saturday during the Royal Rumble. We started at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time, ended right after the Rumble went off the air. I just want to take a minute and thank each and every one of you guys who stopped by the live stream, who commented on the live stream, who liked the live stream, and not just on YouTube. On YouTube, I had 53 views, A, during the event, but B, a couple kind of smatterings throughout the week after. But Facebook, my Facebook Live, is hands down the biggest live I've ever had. As of today, the total number of views is 777 views on the Facebook Live. And during the physical live event, we got up over 650 views, just during the actual stream. So, obviously probably about a little over 100 in the days that followed, but the best live attendance I've obviously ever had. I haven't done a ton of lives here on YouTube or over on, that was my first Facebook Live. So apparently just hit the algorithm in the right spot, and it worked out for myself and for the boys who stopped by to help me out on that live stream. So 830 total views. It's probably hands down the single best thing I've done view-wise on this channel, both here and on Facebook. So again, thank you guys so very much for tuning into that. That was absolutely incredible. We had a blast. It was an absolutely great time. We had obviously some opinions and stuff that we shared during the event, and some laughs and some good times. It was really cool to have the boys around to do that. So again, hats off to Isaac and to Rev B for dropping in and giving their opinions and their takes on it. It felt very old school commentary based. Excuse me, in my own opinion, and was just really fun to have people to talk to and to banter with and give our thoughts and opinions in the live moment. It was an absolute ton of fun. So I look forward to the next time that we get to do that. And again, thank you guys so very much for tuning into that live stream. It means a lot. I'm glad that event went so good and was well received, and we look forward to doing more of them in the future. Speaking of that, chances are I'm going to be trying to do a Elimination Chamber live stream right here on Introverse Uncharted, probably here on YouTube and on Facebook. I tried to do Twitch last time, but I had an issue uploading. I'll be working on that and seeing if maybe there is a catch or a caveat to do it better, but there's also the possibility that I try to do like X or Twitter live and try to go that route as well. Whatever kind of gets our views out there to the world a little bit more and draws some eyes into the channel. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I really do want to focus back in on the channel. Like I said, there's been just a lot of stuff going on. Not all negative. Like I said, a lot of it is that I've just been trying to shape around my life a little bit and get physically better. I've been in the gym every single day. For the most part, there have been a couple of exclusions, but in January out of 31 days, I was in the gym 23 days. So just a lot of like good mind cleansing, body cleansing stuff going on, trying to get back on track and shape this year to be a really, really good year for myself and for the channel. So we look forward to doing a lot of cool and fun things here on the channel. So like I said, we're going to look forward to doing an Elimination Chamber live stream event. I'm fairly certain Elimination Chamber is the 24th. Yeah, so Saturday the 24th, we'll look to do another live stream. I will contact the fellas and see kind of what their opinions are, or whether or not I just tackle Elimination Chamber alone, because it's not obviously one of the bigger ones, and I don't feel like there's going to be a ton of story changes in the WWE realm through Elimination Chamber. We're going to shape towards Mania being the first weekend of April. I don't know if I will live stream for it, but I will definitely have some sort of either, review coverage if I don't do it, or we'll be like actively tweeting, posting kind of throughout the event. Generally, I do I try to get a party together for the big event of the year. So I don't know if I live stream it, but we will see as we get a little bit closer to that event as to what I decide to do. But like I said, Elimination Chamber, February 24th, it's a Saturday. I will likely be trying to do a live stream for that as well, but I am not solid on it yet. I will post right here on the channel and over on all of our social medias, which will pop up right about here, right about now, and let you guys know what the final call is on that. Second off, with football kind of winding down, I will likely be doing some sort of NASCAR-based segment. Yep, you heard me right. I actually really enjoy NASCAR. I really like watching NASCAR. I absolutely refuse to be political about NASCAR and stuff like that. I still actively watch. I watched the Clash at the Coliseum this last weekend, and I just don't... All the comments on NASCAR social media are always beyond hateful and racist towards other races, other minorities, other everything. It's absolutely awful all the time. That's not what you're going to get here on this channel. I don't give a crap about any of that. I enjoy NASCAR for NASCAR. I understand that sponsors are put onto cars in order to pay for the team to do things. I refuse to look at it in the negative light that the current culture wants to believe it to be. I think that that's all clout and nonsense, and another excuse for the general public to be hateful towards other people, other human beings, and that is absolutely disgusting. So on this channel, when we talk about NASCAR, we are going to talk about NASCAR as in who we think is going to win races, what teams are doing what track conditions, all sorts of stuff like that. We're gonna talk NASCAR in the moment, factual information, and not any of the clout, bull crap nonsense. That's not what I'm here on this channel for. That's not what you guys are here on this channel for. So that will not be taking place on this channel. But we will be introducing a NASCAR segment on this show in the coming weeks. The Daytona 500 is not this upcoming Sunday because that is Super Bowl Sunday, but it will be the following Sunday. So we will probably try to do something. I don't know that I do a live stream, but I know that I will probably do a prediction video prior to, kind of what I think is going to happen throughout the race. And then we will talk, probably do another post video, kind of how we're doing football right now with the predictions and a post. We'll probably be doing something like that for NASCAR as well. Baseball season on the horizon as well. We'll probably chat a little bit about that. I don't watch a ton of hockey or a ton of basketball, so I don't like giving a ton of input on them. I enjoy watching them, but I just don't know a ton about them, so I don't like giving opinions on things that I don't know about. So that, again, is something this channel avoids actively and at all costs. Let's get back to WWE just real quick, as they've been dealing with a lot of controversy over the last couple weeks. Mostly at the company's core. I think that wrestling fans know exactly what I'm talking about. And as I said in the live stream, if you guys caught the live stream on either Facebook or here on YouTube, I'm not going to comment on it. We all know who I'm talking about. We all know what I'm talking about. And I just don't want to comment on it until actual fact-based information, preferably in front of a jury, is available to us. I don't like speculating or giving allegations or any of that during these types of situations. And I'm just not going to give false information, and I'm not going to give any of my opinions on the matter. So that's not what I'm talking about, though, necessarily. We're going to talk about the controversy surrounding Cody Rhodes and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Just real quick. Look, here's my take, okay? As a wrestling fan, again, if you guys watch the live stream, you've seen that the knowledge runs deep in my group when it comes to wrestling. Watched it a long time, almost my entire life. So I feel like my opinion is kind of grounded in reality, but I feel like everybody thinks their opinion is. So who knows? Look, Roman Reigns has been champion for 4 years at this point. Okay, a long time. A very, very, very long time. That's what we can kind of accept at this point, is that Roman Reigns has been champion for almost an entire generation of wrestling fans at this point in time, okay? Since the beginning, like he does the comeback thing during the Thunderdome, and he's like show up and win Roman, where he's like, I'm not wrestling every week, but when I do show up, I'm going to win matches. That's exactly what he did. And we kind of evolved that process into being the tribal chief and the head of the table. And then he creates the bloodline. Now, since the very, very, very first time that he said that he was the tribal chief and the head of the table for the Samoan dynasty, I have heard people get that tingly vibration that they want Rock versus Roman to see who head of the table is. That's a great match. That is an absolutely great call. I don't know what you can go wrong with in this process. Okay, so they didn't pull the trigger early. They didn't pull the trigger early for very simplistic reasons. Number one, sometimes the story doesn't lend that you pull the trigger on that very fast, because that match could be the end of the story for the bloodline and for Roman Reigns and for the head of the table and all this stuff. So you don't want to pull the trigger too early. I don't know that 4 years is too early anymore. We're probably past it a little bit, but you don't want to pull it year number one either, okay? You don't want to do that. You want to build the story and then hit it with a peak climax. I think we're unfortunately past that. I think last year, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania was probably peak for the bloodline, where we could have kind of come off it, but they didn't do that. To each their own. At the same time, Cody Rhodes has now won back-to-back men's Royal Rumbles for WWE, setting up for him to finish the story. The story being that his dad never won the WWE Championship, and that he wants to finish his family's story by winning the title. Everything comes full circle between him being a promising up-and-comer, and then being a jobber, and then being Stardust, and then going and starting his own company, and then leaving that company and coming back so he could finish the story. Okay, he wants this full circle thing to happen. Great. We all want it. We all believe. We all like Cody. Okay, half of you guys didn't know who Cody was 4 years ago. Okay, the Stardust thing, you guys were all like, yeah, it's trash. It was trash. But you guys didn't care about the Dusty Rhodes legacy then. You guys don't care that Dustin Rhodes has never won the WWE title. Dustin Rhodes has been around forever. Goldust is iconic. Yeah, not necessarily world champion caliber, but I don't see anybody crying, okay? Like, I don't see anybody crying about that. Either way, he wins a Rumble last year, he goes to Mania, and he gets absolutely screwed over when the Bloodline interferes and guides Roman to a victory. A very predictable end to that match. WWE knew that everybody wanted Cody to win, and that's not how you keep heels being heels, is just to drop them, okay? That was a great call. Giving Roman that opportunity to win that match is a great call. Because one thing that is for certain is that nobody has ever said that the story has to finish at WrestleMania. And they have had multiple options since then to try to get that match back together. But what they did, and what I think wrestling fans have avoided hearing about or talking about, is they went into the hard times. Okay? Dusty Rhodes, during his campaign to win a WWE title in the 80s, and failing to do so, then went into a hard times program, where he had to go through all these trials and tribulations to try to get back to the top of the mountain, which unfortunately, Dusty Rhodes never did. He never got back to the title picture ever again. But he had to go through all these momentous and huge opponents and win these crappy matches in order to stake that he's the man. He could do it. Well, that's what they did to Cody. Okay, they 100% just replicated the 80s story. That is exactly what they're doing, is they're saying Dusty Rhodes had this story. This was his story. He got to the title picture, he never got it, and then he has to go through these hard times. Then he's supposed to fight back up to the top. Okay, Cody is in that same loop, right? Where he comes back and he wins a Rumble and he's in the title picture and he gets to the title, but he just doesn't win it. And then he's back around and now he's going to go through the trials and the tribulations of the Hard Times storyline. The Hard Times being a three-peat with Brock. I'm pretty sure he won all three. Then he goes into, a little bit obviously with Rollins, and he has Shinsuke Nakamura. Like, he has all these kind of programs, and that's while he's also tending to the Bloodline storyline with Jay and all this stuff. So he's been busy. He's been a busy man for 2 years. Okay, that's true. It has happened. Okay, he wins the Rumble this year. The entire wrestling community forgets that just before the Rumble, The Rock showed up at an event, drops Jinder Mahal, and stakes a claim that he's going to go get dinner in San Diego and that he should sit at the head of the table. We all heard it. We all heard the start of the program. It was there. It was already happening. Okay? So yeah, they've said that a lot of stuff happened last second, but they already had planted seeds that these were going to be real things really happening in this time frame, okay? So, you get to the Rumble, Cody wins. And everybody goes, Cody is going to finish the story. Sure, that was a possibility. It was absolutely a possibility. But when Rock is finally available, and the fan base of WWE has been crying and moaning for years that they want Rock versus Roman, WWE finally gives it to you. WrestleMania main event, Rock versus Roman. What does everybody do? Hashtag we want Cody. Now, I got nothing against Cody. I love Cody. I got a bunch of American Nightmare swag. I got the powerlifting belt. I love Cody. I have nothing against Cody. I want Cody to win the world title. I think that would be awesome. I think it's cool to see somebody who was once an absolute jobber finally there. Finally, like, the brass ring is right there. He could grab it. I love it. I absolutely love it. But I don't think it should happen at WrestleMania. But I don't know why that is such an unswallowable pill for everybody to obtain. Okay, I just don't get it. Okay, everybody bitched and moaned for years on end that Rock vs. Roman needs to happen. Now you got it, and everybody's all mad. Oh, he stole it from Cody. He does it all the time, where he'll show up for random WrestleManias, and then he'll take all the attention to himself. You guys are out of your minds. We've been clamoring for The Rock for years. The Rock retires prematurely, 2003, 2004, whatever. Does weird intermittent spurts every now and then. Not even like full runs. Just like, oh, I'll show up for a match, or I'll show up and cut a finally promo, or whatever. Then he goes away every single time. The one time he wins a title. He beats CM Punk, wins the world title, goes into a program with John Cena. That's great. Everybody wanted that. Yeah, the matches fell kind of short. He's not a full-time guy anymore, and Cena was at the end of the run. Like, it's just not good. That's not anybody's fault. That's just booking. That's what it is. It happens. Okay? You guys don't know, like, think about it. Think about his age alone. Cena has just said that he will retire in the next 3 years. Rock has a billion things he does between the, now it's the UFL, was the XFL and the USFL, but they merged. He has his movies he's doing. Now he's the president of TKO. Like, you have all of this stuff happening for The Rock. He makes time to show up and do Mania. Do a whole run. He's going to do a January to April run. I don't think you see him every week, but I think you're going to start to build the program and you're going to see him. He's going to come in via satellite again and do all this stuff. But, like, I don't get the complaint. When I was a kid, The Rock was retiring. I would have been 8 in 2003. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get the contempt. You guys are getting what you wanted, and just because it didn't happen exactly when you wanted it, everybody turned. And just like, you guys all heel turned on The Rock. Take it. Take Rock Roman. I don't think The Rock should win the title either. There's still a man running around with a Money in the Bank briefcase that expires in 2 months, 3 months, whatever. It expires in June. He only has a year to cash. Like, nothing says that the title has to be on the line. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He can still have the title and not have to defend it. You don't have to defend at WrestleMania. That's just the fans being like, it's the biggest event of the year. You gotta put the title on the line. No, what's more important is figuring out who the head of that table actually is. That's the story. Roman has to finish the story. Nobody cares about Roman's story now. Right? You all just want to bury him because he's been champion for 5,000 days or some crap. Nobody cares about Roman's story. Everybody cares about Cody's story because it was very front and center. This is Cody's story. Cody's story is, I failed miserably. I ran with my ball and went home. I started my own wrestling company with my own friends because they didn't like me. I got kind of ostracized from that company as well. Left, came back around, and now we're back into the story. Like, this is all... Roman's story is very, very similar. Very, 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 very similar. It's all about family success. It's 1,000% what it is. It is... Roman has a really crappy run where everybody hates Roman. Roman gets his second bout of leukemia. And everybody's like, oh, Roman, we love Roman. You all lied, and the second he's back, you all booed him. Couldn't even cheer for the cancer guy. Like, just nothing. You just couldn't do it. So they have to go through this revamp. COVID happens. Man's immunocompromised because he has cancer, right? He's in remission, but he has cancer. So, yeah, he has to leave and not get sick, right? That's what he has to do. He comes back and he starts this march of, you guys didn't like me, so now I'll be the show up and win guy. I won't be here every week, but when I do show up, I'm going to win matches. And then he starts adding, Paul Heyman. And then the bloodline starts to form with the Usos, which he had to single-handedly annihilate them for a whole year. People forget about, like, Roman J, Hell in the Cell. Absolute annihilation of them. He, like, essentially enslaves them to him. Then they build into this huge program where all of a sudden the fans start to love the bloodline because they're cool. They're doing cool stuff. They're throwing the fingers up. They're the ones. They're the ones. Roman makes being a bad guy look cool. Then they start to chip away at the bloodline a little bit. And Roman's leadership gets called into question again. So what do? He starts single-handedly annihilating the bloodline again. He kicks out Sammy, which in turn kicks out Jay, which in turn kicks out Jimmy. All this stuff starts to happen. And then they do this weird curveball thing where Jimmy didn't actually leave. He just went rogue for 3 weeks, and now he's back in the bloodline. He's the second string quarterback. And they're back in this kind of purgatory with Solo and Jimmy. But Roman hasn't defeated the head of the table, the tribal chief, the guy who is why we know the Samoan dynasty. This generation wasn't hanging out for the Wild Samoans. I was born in 95. I don't think I ever watched the Wild Samoans wrestle. Nobody in my generation knows about the Wild Samoans. This generation only knows about Jimmy Snuka for the jump off the cage and subsequent murder. Like, Rikishi was a mid-carder. At best, never a world champion. There was a tag team called 3 Minute Warning. Anybody remember them? You know, Rico and Rosie and Jamal? 2 out of 3 of those guys, part of the Samoan dynasty. Umaga. Again, technically mid. He was a Samoan bulldozer, but it's not like he was like running around winning world titles. Jimmy and Jay, one of the best tag teams of all time at this point, at least one of the most winning tag teams of all time, the Usos. And Roman, a guy who they brought in with no intention of him being a Samoan Islander, just the muscle of the Shield. And the crowd hated him when they tried to make him the guy. So, he goes and he becomes the tribal chief, the head of the table. And he makes this character, and it's amazing, and we all love it. You might not love what he does. He doesn't have to wrestle full time. The man has health issues and stuff too. It's not always about you guys. It's not always about me. It's absolutely wicked to me that you're getting something like Rock Roman put in your lap, and everybody's mad that Cody doesn't get to finish the story. Here's how you finish the story, okay? Here's how you do it. Number 1, you don't even have to have Cody win against Rollins at Mania. I think that they might. I think they might put the World Heavyweight title onto Cody. Nothing says you don't make him win at Mania and then have him get cashed in on by Damian Priest. And Priest takes the title from him at WrestleMania. You could do that. You could absolutely do that. And then Cody goes back into the hard times. What do I do now? I got so close. It's not the story finish that I wanted. It's not the WWE title, but I got my hands on the gold. And Priest came and he ruined it for me. What do? Do you know what you do? In July, you go and you win Money in the Bank. And then you can do what a couple of other Money in the Bank guys did. Because you know what I don't envision? I don't envision Cody as the ultimate opportunist. I don't view him as the guy who's going to wait for Roman to be hurt, down and out, and then come in and heel move, hit him with some crossroads, hand in the briefcase, win the title. I don't think that's going to happen. I actually think that happens 0%. But what I do think happens is he wins it. And he's a noble man. So he's going to go out there and he's going to say, Roman, at SummerSlam, I am cashing in my Money in the Bank for a match with you at Survivor Series. RVD did that for One Night Stand. RVD didn't cash in randomly. RVD said, Cena, I want your world title. I have this Money in the Bank briefcase. I'll see you at One Night Stand. And that's what happened. You can do that. You can absolutely do that. There are multiple facets to this story that you could do. The longest version of it is that you wait again and you get Cody to the Rumble and you let him be the first person to win 3 in a row. Because Austin won 3. But you let Cody win 3 in a row and stake his name in the book. And then he goes to Mania and he destroys whoever the world champion is, which we would assume at that point is Roman. But Roman has said time and time again off of WWE television that he doesn't think that his run is going to last a whole lot longer, that he wants to retire younger and that he wants to go and be with his family while he can, because the man has been known to have leukemia bouts. The point remains at the end of this tirade that we don't know how much more Rock we get. We don't know how much more Roman we get. You got to cash in the chips while you have the opportunity to do so. So we've been bitching and moaning for years. Rock Roman, who's the head of the table? Who's the head of the table? Who's the real tribal chief? It finally gets dropped in our lap, and what happens? Even all the wrestlers on the roster are tweeting out hashtag we want Cody. Nothing says that Cody has to finish his story at WrestleMania. That's just the glorified version. That's what everybody wants in the fantasy. But we don't live in a fantasy world. If we did, WWE would be a whole lot different of a product, wouldn't it? A, everybody would always get what they want. And B, we wouldn't be dealing with the other side of the controversy. Right? We wouldn't be thinking that another person in that company's history may have to be erased entirely. Like a certain Royal Rumble winner from 2004 who went on to win the world title. That we can't really talk about. It's not going to always go the way everybody wants it to go. If we were all the story writers, we would all be making money, wearing WWE t-shirts, getting a 401k, all the stuff with WWE's names on it. I'd have WWE health benefits if I was a writer for WWE, but I don't. That's a fact. It just is what it is. Let the story play out. Have faith. Have faith in the system. Have faith in the story. Not every story has ever gone good. It is a fictional story being written for actors. That's what it is. Not every movie's ever been good. Half of you guys went and saw Independence Day 2 in the theaters. How do you feel? There's 4 Home Alones, 5 Home Alones. Most of you only know 2 of them. The second Christmas Story, awful. Like, Shrek 4 didn't need to happen. See, I can do this all day. The fact is, we're getting Rock Roman, and we should be happy that we're getting Rock in a Mania match for what could possibly be the very, very last time. Cody is going to burn it down with Seth Rollins. They have amazing matches. Again, everybody's just mad that it's not going to be Rollins and Punk, but accidents happen. Punk pulled a tricep. It happens. Happens. Cody wrestled a match with a torn pec. It happens. Take what we can get, guys. Wrestling is one of these things where it's always going to be a roller coaster. But being hateful of it for the sake of being hateful of it is ridiculous when you also were the same people who were like, oh, we need Rock Roman, we need Rock Roman. Oh, but we got Rock Roman, but we don't want it right now. Yeah. It happens. It happens. Teach their own. I look forward to Rock Roman at WrestleMania. I think it is going to be a slow build match. Neither of those guys are going to be diving off top ropes and stuff, but I think it's going to be an absolute power battle for who the head of the table is. And I look forward to Cody and Seth having another night one barn-burning main event for the World Heavyweight Championship and absolutely lighting up WrestleMania. I think it's going to be an absolute barn burner. And I hope that you guys all come around and realize that these things have potential to be absolutely amazing matches. There's a chance that these are matches that 10 years from now you guys are like, can you believe it? We had the opportunity. We saw it. We saw Rock Roman. We saw Cody Seth for the world title. That's awesome. Don't hate the process. Let the process play out. Because at the end of the day, it's like a soap opera. You have no control over it. Most of you who ever watched The Office, House, Big Bang Theory, whatever your Grey's Anatomy, whatever your thing is, I'm sure you saw episodes where you're like, oh, I wouldn't have done that. But then it plays out, right? By the end, you're like, oh, I see it. I see why they did it. Totally see it. There are also shows that it didn't work for. But again, let it play out. Trust the process. That's what I'll say about that. Last thing. Because now that rant went on for 15 minutes and I'm over the time that I wanted to do. Last thing, Super Bowl, this upcoming Sunday, Chiefs, 49ers. I'm going to give my prediction right now. I missed I'm pretty sure I did divisional round picks, but I didn't put them on the board. I'll update that as such. But I did not do championship round picks. I skipped out on that. One of the teams I wanted to win won. I would have picked the Chiefs, kind of either route on that one. I didn't want the Ravens, kind of in any capacity, but I wanted the Lions, and the Lions did not win, and the 49ers advanced to the Super Bowl. So, I'm going to give my Super Bowl pick right now. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. That's what I think. I think that the world is kind of waiting for CMC to win a Super Bowl, and Brock Purdy to show that he could do it as the very last pick in the draft. I don't think he does it against these guys. I think even a wounded Kansas City always finds a way. And this is their stage. It's always their stage. They get there all the time now. Their home is in the playoffs, much like Brady's was. So, yeah, I think Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win this Super Bowl. However, if there was a way for both of them to lose, I would be fine with that too, because I think this is going to be an absolutely boring ball game to watch. It's going to be awful. It's going to be an absolute boring game to watch. Yeah. Both teams had the potential to be beat by scrub teams in the playoffs, and it just didn't happen. Like, again, the Packers should have beaten the Niners. The Packers just gave up at halftime, apparently. The Lions should have beaten the Niners. So you could have had a whole different slew of things that happened in these situations. The Chiefs weren't that good all season, but here we are. I don't care who wins either way, but I do think that the Chiefs are going to win. We'll put that up on the board, and we'll see what happens come Super Bowl Sunday. Again, guys, thank you very much for tuning into the show. I very much so appreciate it. Remember to like, follow, share, and subscribe on all the fun social medias. Again, there will be probably more sporadic content coming. I'm going to try to settle in a little bit more on a day. Like I said, the schedule's just been crazy for me. I've been running around doing a bunch of other stuff. But I will keep you guys posted as much as I can. Please, remember to do more than simply exist and come with me into the uncharted. Thanks, guys. I will see you down the road.